It's camp season. Today we're looking at the Ohio State Buckeyes, and we're going to watch Julian Sayin spray the ball around, work through some drills and everything else. Before we dig in, though, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're looking at what your players are doing behind the scenes at practice. NFL, college, training camp, fall camp, whatever it is, it's right here. Click that button. Stop missing out. A lot of fantasy football action here on the channel as well. Julian Sayin. We've been talking about him a lot, but he's got some big money throws these last couple days. We're going to look at this, loop this, keep talking ball. This is a prospect we've been paying attention to. There it is. There it is. Here we go. Slinging it. There. Nasty. Nasty arm strength. There's Jeremiah Smith right there. Look at that. There's that. Julian Sayin bringing that in there. That was Julian Sayin throwing that, from what I've read from the clip. Keenholtz trying to compete. See everybody else out there. Looking for Ty Robinette, a walk-on quarterback from a hometown. Looking for him. But still, as I look at Julian Sayin, I want to go back to the prospect analysis we did out of high school, right when he was with Alabama before he transferred. And this was a quarterback prospect. Depending on where you were looking at, he was either a 4-star or 5-star. To me, when I watched him play and watched him throw the ball around, he looked like a 5-star. Good arm strength and good accuracy downfield. This is a quarterback, too. As you watched him during spring ball, you saw him take over some leadership, heard the other quarterbacks around in some drills, and now you're looking at him trying to put the stamp on things, win this job, and become the starting quarterback for the Ohio State Buckeyes. So what are you expecting out of Julian Sayin? I'm expecting things to start off good, but with a little bit of turbulence. A little bit of turbulence as he's filling out the game. Ramping up to the process. I expect that. Young player, just getting his feet wet, but I expect the talent to take over. I expect to get more out of him than what we got out of Will Howard. Even though they won the Natty, I'm expecting what you see on the field is going to cause you to drop your jaw a few times throughout the season. Like, how did that play get made? Balls being sprayed all over the field. You got Jeremiah Smith. You got plenty of talent. I expect him to win this job hands down. I expect him. Just from analyzing the talent, from what we've seen from high school to now with all these prospects, I expect him to win this job hands down and keep it. Keep it, not lose it, be the guy for Ohio State, and I expect him to cook. I expect the passing game to cook with him this year. I expect there to be a little bit of turbulence, and as we talk about prospects, young prospects, whether it's young in college developing, or if we're talking about NFL, we're talking about the rookies, we expect a little bit of a ramp-up period. Like giving these young players a little bit of grace. I expect there to be some sort of grace period, but I expect it to get ironed out throughout the season, and I expect him to look good. I expect him, and I feel good about this, that he's going to be very aggressive and very confident with the football, which is something we really haven't had in a bit. Like in those key pressure situations. Now, Will Howard, in some moments, you might disagree, but think about the Michigan game. Think about those moments where it wasn't going too hot, even though he had all the talent around him. I'm expecting, with the talent level that we're having here with Julian Sayin, that you're going to come back rather impressed. I expect the passing game to look better, actually. Maybe not off the rip. During that grace period that I was talking about, could be a couple games, half a season, but I expect it to get better with him. I expect, due to the talent level, due to the accuracy downfield, I expect it to get better. Jeremiah Smith into another season. I expect this to get better. I expect the Ohio State Buckeyes. I think some people are being a little bit timid when they're looking at them due to the changes at quarterback, due to a lot of players leaving for the draft, and I understand. I'm looking for Julian Sayin to take a step forward. I'm looking for him to take a massive step forward throughout the season. There may be some moments where it gets a little dicey. That is to be expected with a young quarterback. That is to be expected, and I understand that, and I'm sure someone mentioned that in the comments, but I expect that talent, what we've been seeing from him all throughout these years, the workouts, the practices, through high school, that's going to materialize, and he's going to be the dude. We got to see if we can hold on tight during the developmental process, continue to win games, not lose games or let him slip past us throughout that period, get into the playoffs. During that time, the ramp up part of his development should be done, and now we're starting to push towards that upside, and this team will be nasty. This team will be nasty. If this team gets into the playoffs with what they got at quarterback here, and what I believe is a very talented passer with good elite wide receivers, this is going to be a nasty playoff run. We just got to get through that young ramp-up period as we're gaining experience. You get through that, you're going to see a Buckeyes team that's going to get stronger throughout the year. There's other questions, I understand. I understand both sides of the ball. There's other questions. It starts at the quarterback play. He's got the weapons around him. This is a team that could push it downfield with these nasty weapons and give you something you're not really used to seeing. Less of a conservative approach at quarterback. A guy that's going to spray it all over the yard, push it downfield. You'll see the confidence. You'll see it. Julian Sayin is going to be able to do that. He's got the potential for that. You can say that with as that ball was missed. As we've seen a lot of good prospects coming in and out. Aaron Nolan looked at this and had to go. He had to go. Think about that. He had to go. We know what's up here. I look at the other quarterbacks there. I look at what we're seeing with Sayin. I think that's going to be the guy. I think we're locked in there. I think we're going to start the season with Sayin as the QB, locked and loaded. He's going to have that developmental period. We get through that. And with what we see from him as a prospect, it's going to look good. He's holding himself in high standards. I can definitely tell from spring ball. The leadership ability is oozing out of him. Calm, cool, poised. Not a young cat anymore. He's developing. I think this is going to look good for everybody around him. I think this offense is going to be vastly different. I think we're going to see a lot more upside come our way back into the season. This team getting to the playoffs. And they got the chance to push some things, especially what we're seeing in offense here. Especially with the talent level we got at quarterback. Start hitting towards that upside. Start developing. Julian Sayin's going to sling that rock around. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.